Nutrition Science Basics. In this lesson, you really want to introduce your students to the idea of nutrition science. This is a very dense and big lesson. If you have the time, you can break it down into even more days than what's recommended, more than the 2 days, to make sure that your students really comprehend this. And maybe they already have a lot of knowledge coming into it, so it really just depends on where you're at with your students. But the main things to get across are our food is made up of the 3 macronutrients: carbohydrates, fats, and proteins, as well as a ton of micronutrients, vitamins and minerals. And food is where we get all of our energy from that allows us to do whatever we want to do in our life. Walk, run, yoga, poetry, basketball, whatever really inspires your students. You can kind of bring it to them that food is what is their power source to make them capable of doing what they love in their life. Our food, when we eat all these different items, as well as having a nutrition profile, there's a calorie attached to it. So calories are just the energy in our food. We don't want to eat, ideally, more calories than we expend, or if we do, then we end up gaining weight. So the main point of this lesson is to help your students be able to understand a nutrition label, look on the back of it, figure out what is in that nutrition label, to figure out what foods are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So the point of this lesson is that our bodies need some of all these molecules, some of an array of the right mix of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, but not an overabundance of empty calories, which is just foods that are generally highly processed foods that don't have a lot of nutritional value in them. So day 1 is your delivering of this overview of what is nutrition science basics, a big classroom discussion, the video introduction that helps cinch up these points really clearly. We don't want your students to walk away with, I can't make food choices because I can't eat any of the things I like. I can't have a soda and I can't have a potato chip. That's not off the table. That's still there for them to make those food choices, but how can they expand their food choices if they want to? If they want sometimes to be able to not have that soda and they want to have water. I want to not have the bag of chips and I want to have an apple. Start making those choices, and ideally this nutrition science basics and the food label activities is going to help them be able to make those comparisons and those choices. Day 2 of Nutrition Science Basics is an activity where you're comparing the food labels and really understanding the profiles of different foods, nutritionally speaking, what nutrients are in the foods, followed up by a discussion of what they found in terms of those labels. And then again, nice snacks facts, so a classroom tasting, as well as some information about the snack that they're having today and why. Why is that a good choice, a healthy choice of a snack? Followed by Test Your Noodle to help prepare them with the trivia questions for the final farewell lesson and to gain some Green Beetz points for them to have some spending power for that farewell lesson.